What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe, as well as follow my other social media accounts. As you can see in the right side of the screen, this is my daughter Aviana. She doesn't want to really take a nap right now, so I'm stuck doing the video with her in it. So if she interrupts, I'm sorry. But as you can tell from the title, this is going to be a story time about when I first got pregnant and what it was like, what I was feeling, basically the whole 101. So basically, I got pregnant when I was, I would say it was before second semester of high school, when I was a senior. Basically, before I even got pregnant, I was a loner. I didn't really have friends. I was by myself. I went to class. I did my homework on time. Basically, on my off periods, I made sure I got my homework done so that when I went home, I didn't have to do it. I could just probably lay down, go to sleep, do whatever it is that I want to do, not worry about homework. So one day, sitting in the cafeteria, it was third period, and I saw my current boyfriend, my current father of my children. So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, things happen. Me and him started, ditching classes and stuff. Well, I don't really know about him, but me, yes. I know my fourth period, I started ditching class. Like, I skipped a lot. I skipped that class a lot to go to his house, of course, to sleep with him. And, me and him, we were in a relationship, but we was only in a relationship for 4 months before I found out I was pregnant. And, at the time, me and my boyfriend had talked about, having kids before then, but, it wasn't really that serious. When you really talk to somebody about having kids in your relationship with them, it's not that serious. But we had been having sex for 4 months straight with no protection. We probably have protection, used protection, like maybe 1 to 2 times. I don't really remember. But when we did use protection, I don't know. I don't really know if it's the same for you guys, but I don't know. Condoms are alright. They're alright, but other than that, yeah. We had sex for his birthday, which is November 9th. We had sex, of course. And then we had sex the day after his birthday. So after that, we was I'm so sorry, I'm getting a text. But after that, I wasn't really tripping. But a week after we had sex, I really wasn't feeling good. And, I'm thinking to myself, maybe I will eventually get pregnant. I really didn't think that I could, because we had been sleeping together for 4 months straight with really, nothing was happening.
Check this out.
I wasn't getting pregnant. So a week after his birthday, I started feeling sick, and I conceived the week after his birthday. So I had kept telling him, I don't feel good, and he kept saying, maybe it's because you don't drink water. And around that time, I really was not drinking water. I really did not like drinking water, but I drank it, but not all the time. So he told me, you need to drink some water, I'm not going to talk to you. And this was early in the morning. We used to basically go to school. I would get to school beforehand, and then I would leave school. I would walk to basically the gates, not the gates, but either I'll stand by the field across from the school, or I'll go towards the apartment to where he lived and wait for him on the trail. So I had did that, and I walked with my sister Monica, and we had while we were to school, and I was telling him I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. And he was like, maybe it's because you don't drink water. And I'm like, okay, I don't really think it's that. But he was like, you need to drink some water. I'm not going to talk to you today. I'm not going to talk to you today. So I was like, okay. I'll drink some water. So that's the same day I believe that he decided, and I don't know why, but he decided to take my face, take my nose, plug it up, and me, I started freaking out because I forgot how to breathe through my mouth. So everybody's looking at me. Trey's looking at me. My boyfriend is looking at me like, what the heck? Like, breathe through your mouth. You can breathe through two. Okay. You gotta be still, okay? She stared at me like, how could you let this happen? But it was completely her fault. But, forgot what I was saying for a second. But yeah, I started crying because, like, at the same time I was embarrassed because I forgot to breathe. I forgot how to breathe. Completely forgot how to breathe. Then he was like, everybody was staring at me, and he was like, what happened? How you forget to do this? How you forget that? And like, that's how I kind of knew I was pregnant, because I was bawling my eyes. I was crying. I don't cry like that, okay? Like, I get sad and, I feel down. But other than that, like, I don't cry like that. So what happened was, before we found out I was pregnant, there is this friend that me and my boyfriend do have, that we did. I don't know if we're still, like, cool with them like that. But we were sitting in the cafeteria, and he had, relax, babe. He had told Trey that, well, my boyfriend, I'm sorry, guys. He had told my boyfriend that he hopes I get pregnant. So we basically feel like he jinxed us, because we was rolling, okay? We was for 4 months. We was doing that for 4 months with no baby. But then after the simple fact that he said that, all of a sudden, now we got one on the way. So one day I go to school and I'm texting my boyfriend, and I'm asking him, what do you want to eat for lunch? And I'm like, I really don't have a lot of money, but what do you want to eat? I can go get it for you, or whatever the case may be. So he texts me, he's like, stop lying to me, saying you don't have a lot of money, or whatever they get, like saying you don't have money or something like that. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I just said I don't have a lot of money, but we can still go get something to eat. So he stops texting me, and I'm like, what's his problem? Like, I don't understand what his problem is. So after that, we, the bell rings, we go to lunch or whatever. So, I'm looking for him. I'm like, can't wait to see him. So he comes in the cafeteria. I'm sitting there by myself at the table, waiting for him. And he walks past me like I'm not there. I was like, wait a minute. What? So he gonna sit at the table. I'm gonna I'm staring at him. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what's going on? So he's like, just talking to his friends like I'm not there. And I'm like, are you serious? So then he leaves with his friends. And I'm crying like, what did I do wrong? Like, I'm not understanding what I did wrong. So after that, like, I'm gonna give him different names, of course. So I'm gonna say George or whatever comes up to the table, and I'm crying, and I'm explaining to him like what happened, like why isn't he talking to me? And this is a friend of my boyfriend's too. So eventually I'm gonna give her another name too. I would say Sam. Sam comes up, and I've never met this girl before, but I'm telling her what's going on. I'm crying to her, like, this is what happened. He's not talking to me. I think I'm pregnant. Like, I'm trying to eat this fucking soup I got. Like, the soup was, like, not helping me feel any better or whatever. So I was telling him I think I'm pregnant or whatever. So she was like, she offered to go and buy me a pregnancy test because I told them I didn't have like a lot of money on me at the time, and I just wanted to know if I was. So we walked to me, Sam, and George. We walked to Family Dollar and we buy, I think the one pack thing, a pregnancy test, but it had one in there. It was just a box with one pregnancy test. So we wrap it up, we put it in my backpack, of course, and then we go back to school. So after that, we're like, we're sitting in the cafeteria. He's in the cafeteria, of course, still not saying anything to me. So I was like, you guys, I'm gonna take it after everybody goes to class, and I'll let you guys know, you know, because you bought me this test, I might as well let you know if I am or not. So what I did was, I don't remember exactly how it went, but I know I went and took the test in the bathrooms next to the cafeteria. And I think that day, that same day in the morning, I was in the shower. And I was like, I just started crying because something was like, no, you're not getting your monthly baby. Like, no, don't even worry about it. You're about to have, your whole life is about to change. So, I don't know. It was just like a feeling. So, the same day, like, while taking the test, you know, I'm scared. I'm sitting in the bathroom waiting for, like, you know, the results to show. And then the line pops up. And I was like, whoa. I started crying because at that time, like, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I knew at that time, like, he really didn't want any kids, and neither did I, but I don't believe in abortion, so I was like, I'm gonna keep it at the time, because, like, I don't know, I just don't believe in abortions. And me and him had talked about if I ever got pregnant, what would happen, and, you know, that was kind of an option in the beginning, but I was like, no, I can't do that. So after that, he still wasn't talking to me, so I went and told, we're gonna call this one Asswipe. I went and told one of his friends named Asswipe, and I was telling him I'm not gonna give it away. I don't know how to tell him, you know, I don't know how to tell my boyfriend. And he was like, Asswipe was agreeing on the abortion and stuff. So he told me I needed to tell my boyfriend, and so what I did was I told my boyfriend Trey that I was pregnant, and like he cried. Yeah, he cried, and I kind of felt bad because, like, you know, but it wasn't my fault. But I'm not giving away this baby, so a whole bunch went down. Like, anybody that knows me personally knows exactly what happened, but a whole bunch went down. Me and my boyfriend did end up breaking up for a year or so. And I don't know, I would say the second semester of school was very hard for me. It was very, very hard for me. Like, I don't know. It was hard. I cried a lot. And a lot of people was like, don't stress, you know, because stress can cause, like, you to have miscarriages early in the pregnancy and stuff like that. But I wasn't stressed. I was mostly hurt because, like, I really did like him. And I don't know. A lot of people questioned, like, you know, I don't know. It's really a lot to think about, because a lot of people really question, like, how the baby will come out, because my boyfriend is like 6'4", and he's like, at that time he was like 400 something pounds. But I wasn't really tripping on it. A baby's not gonna come out as a baby's not gonna come out as a grown man. So I was like, I'm not tripping. I was really small. I could put a picture of how tiny I was, but I got pregnant with him. Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture because I gotta see this. And then like now, like just thickums. But other than that, yeah, it got really hard. So the pregnancy, I tried to hide it from my parents for a while. Like I was 11 weeks pregnant when I told my parents, and like I knew I was pregnant because I couldn't eat chicken. And chicken, I love me some chicken. So one day my mom had made some cabbage with some fried chicken, like the chicken wings. So I took a bite of that chicken, the chicken first, ruined my whole appetite. I got so sick. Only thing is, with my son, I did not get, like, I didn't get sick to the point I threw up. I got sick to the point I was nauseous, okay? So I took a bite of the chicken. I was like, I'm not feeling good tonight. I'm not going to eat. I'm just not going to eat. So I just played it off like I was sick, like I had some type of virus or something. Like, I can't eat tonight, okay? So I just gave my food away and didn't eat that night. So, what you call it? So, couple weeks, like I would say a couple weeks went by from the cabbage and the fried chicken incident, and I was sitting on the couch, and my mom pokes my stomach, and I'm sitting there like, don't say nothing, like, does she know? Like, I was terrified because, like, that's some shit that it's some shit where you gotta tell your mom and your dad you're pregnant, like, and the disappointment because, like, you're I think I was 17 turning 18 when I got pregnant with Quincy, and I was like, I can't tell my parents this, but me and my boyfriend was arguing. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep hiding this, and I really need to get some prenatals, as well as I need to start going to the doctor because, like, I can't just keep sitting here. So I got mad at him, and I went in and told my mom. I was like, it took me a while, but I told his mom first. I told his mom that I was pregnant, and his mom asked me if I told my parents, and I was like, no, not yet. I have not told them. So I was like, I'm going to tell them today. So it was late at night, and I was like, I built up the courage, and I went in and I told my mom, look, I'm pregnant. She was like, how do you know? I was like, I took a test. And she told me that she already knew because, it's a parent's instinct. But I did cry, of course, because, like, it's the disappointment. Your parents don't want you to get pregnant early. You don't have to be a young mom and experience all of that because you're not ready to be a parent. I mean, at any age, you're not ready to be a parent because you have a lot to learn. But, she made my doctor's appointment. My mom was there every doctor's appointment, like 100% there. And, I really appreciate her for that. Because, like, I needed that support, and I would get ultrasounds, and I would take them to to my boyfriend, because he's still my boyfriend at the time, so I'm just gonna say boyfriend. I would take them to my boyfriend, and we weren't together at the time, of course, but I would still make sure he had ultrasounds, or still trying to make sure he came to the doctor's appointments. So I was working at Sonic, and like I said in the beginning, I was getting very, very nauseous with, just nauseous out of nowhere. I guess that's when you, like, first get pregnant or whatever. But I got very nauseous, and so working at Sonic, I stopped going for, like, 2 to 3 weeks, and I still had my job. Don't make no sense. You guys, my sister, I still had my job. I stopped going to work for like 2 to 3 weeks. Didn't call in, didn't like let anybody know what was going on. But then, like, my manager eventually called, and I told him, and I still had my job. So then after that, I kept working at Sonic, and it was getting harder to work there because like you're standing, you're either a car hop doing the drive through, or bagging the food or making the drinks, and I was doing car hop at the time in the window, and you can't stand for long, so I stopped doing car hop because I got slower at it with the belly, and then after that I was on the window, but then like I couldn't stand for long, and then I walked to work because I didn't live that far, so it was hot, and I was pregnant during the summer. So being pregnant during the summer, and then like you're standing, I almost passed out one day, and I had to like go sit in the back because being pregnant, walking in the hot heat, and then standing there, that don't combine at all. So eventually my sister introduced me to working at a job called 24/7. Worst mistake of my life, but that's a whole nother story. But I was like, it's more money, and I want to make sure I can provide for my son. So I put in my 2 weeks notice at Sonic, and I think my last day was like July 5th or something. July 5th, probably July. It was around the beginning of July, the early beginning of July. And I started working at I started doing my training at 24/7 in touch July 7th, I believe, or July 9th. It was around that time, but I think, my 2 weeks of training, and around the time that I did my 2 weeks of training, I was like probably 36 to 37 weeks pregnant. And the day that we were supposed to go on the floor, I wasn't able to go to work. I went into labor after I got off of work. So I got off of work, I was perfectly fine. We was chilling. I was sitting at home. And then all of a sudden I started getting contractions. And I'm like, maybe this is just the Braxton Hicks. But no. Them things started coming. I cried at first. But then, it wasn't that bad to me. It really wasn't that bad. So I started crying, called my friend. She was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I'm pretty sure this is what I'm feeling." Called my other friend. I'm pretty sure this, same thing. I'm pretty sure this is what's going on. I think I'm about to have him. So, I called my mom. Well, my sister called my mom, and she told my mom what was happening. And I was like, and she was like, "Do you, if I wanted to go to the hospital?" And I was like, I wasn't so sure because I didn't really want to get up in the middle of the night and go. So what happened was my mom told me to get in the shower, take a shower and everything, because of course you don't want to go to the hospital about to have a baby and you don't take a shower. So I get in the shower, and the contractions aren't really like, they're not hitting as hard as they were before. So I was like, maybe I'm just tripping. So what I did was I got in the shower. My mom came. It was my mom and my sister and me, and we went to go get my check from my job. I went to go get my check, and I went to cash my check. And then after I cashed my check, we went to the hospital. So when we get to the hospital, I'm thinking they're going to be like, "We got to send you home because you're not dilated enough." Coming to find out, I think I was like 6 centimeters dilated. And, it kind of scared me because, I'm really about to have this baby. So after that, I was like, at the time I had my boyfriend blocked on Messenger. I had him blocked on everything because I was mad at him. So I texted his friend, and I told his friend to tell him that I was actually in labor. I was going in labor with his son. So after that, Quincy was very eager to be born. He was very eager to be born. So I dilated very quick. I got to 9 centimeters very quick, and they was like, okay, you're at 9 centimeters. Do you want to try to get on the yoga ball? So I was like, okay. So the little thing I had on, of course, like my butt was all out. I'm kind of embarrassed. I was very embarrassed because my butt was all out, and I was like trying to get on the ball, and everybody was like, it doesn't even matter. But you're older now. You're not a baby, so having people see your body parts is weird. But as soon as I got on that ball, I was ready to push. I was like, I can't. So I get back on the table. My doctor walks in, and I'm ready to cry because I'm like this is real. So they asked me if I wanted to like have everybody leave the room, and I was like, no. So in the room was my sister, my two sisters, Monica and Asia, my mom, and my sister's friend. So at first it was my mom and my sister Asia that was helping me like hold my legs up and push, but Asia almost passed out, so Monica had to come and help. So after that, like I pushed a couple times and Quincy came fast. He was born at 9:59 at night. So he was 6 pounds 4 ounces. He was a very, very tiny baby. I'll include some pictures of what he looked like and everything. He was a very quiet baby. He didn't really cry a lot. The pregnancy, I was really chilling. I really didn't have any type of problems. I was chilling. I didn't care about being pregnant. Like, let's get through the days, next day. I'm still pregnant. I'm okay with it. But with being pregnant with Quincy, it was like a whole different experience for me. At the same time, I wasn't ready to be a mom, but being a mom to such a smart, quiet little boy at the time, he's not quiet now, but it was a whole different experience for me, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with being a mom. I fell in love with taking care of somebody who depended on me and who looks up to me. And I'm glad to say that I decided to keep him and to be the best mom that I can with him. And every morning we would wake up and watch 16 and Pregnant. I don't know why, but I would hold his little back up, he'll sit there and he'll watch it. And it was the best in me to, people loved him. My family loves him. I love him so much. It's the best. And now he's just the best big brother ever. He tries. But I don't know. Yeah, guys, but I don't know. I love being a mom. I love, seeing him grow up, do different things, learn different things, learn new things as well, and try his best. But thank you guys for joining, watching my story time. And I'm glad you guys listen. I hope you enjoy it, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you. Peace.